Oh,
Oh, look at that!
Live.
Here we are. Is this shit on? Like, what do we
it
do
is.
now? Are
Yeah,
you
yeah.
gonna?
Look. I'm trying to do stuff. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think this might be it. Let's just do it.
No, I don't think that's the right song, Luke. No.
I don't think it is
All
either.
right,
No.
folks, you see how we fall apart without Steven.
Yeah,
I hope this
it's
makes Steve
happening
feel
right before your
so
eyes.
important. Car crash. It's like Aunt Hayes.
It really is like Anne Heche. It's actually worse because I can feel like I'm already failing because I can't even. Oh, wait. I found some stuff though here now. I'm happy. I'm happy.
He's happy.
I'm happy. I'm going to play this one.
Is this thing on?
Was this thing on?
Good
Yeah.
evening and welcome. This is Uncensored Radio, and I think isn't that actually the theme? I don't know because I was gone all summer. Is that the theme song?
It is.
It is the theme song, yes.
It's
So,
our opening
okay.
credits, Jeffrey.
Jeffrey, look, this is really an old school show because Yumi and Vera were like the
The OG.
original trio during the whole
COVID.
COVID pandemic when we came back, and there was Katie as well. But you know, she flips in and out as she does. You know, but yeah, no, it's kind of exciting but terrifying that Steve's not here.
We don't know how to function without him anymore.
No, like
Let's remember how we flew by the seat of our pants for so many shows before Steve came on and took control, and we did fine. I mean,
this.
we've
Right.
done
I was
better
always
than
like,
Steve.
come on, we all have a loose plan. We have a loose plan. Like, let's just talk.
Yeah, we're there. You're it. Tag.
Right. And I mean, look, it was fun. It was always fun. We never knew what the hell we were going to get into. Katie would always piss me off about something and be like,
Well, see, that's when like the real aggression would come out. There'd be some really classic
Right.
moments there, wouldn't there?
and Marie talking about, she was telling me, that we were allergic to cum in the eye. And
yeah,
Luke was
kissing
like,
and telling about a
"Oh."
hubby and
Mhm. And
Yeah.
you with the girl shitting her pants to get out of work.
Yep. I still tell that story to this day.
It's
I think some
amazing.
people think it's like an urban legend, like is it real? But I can guarantee it is. I saw and smelt it.
And Vera getting fucked on the
Yeah.
fire truck. I mean, these are all great things. People, if you
You
go
know
back,
how ancient that history
it's
is.
such a great story, though. And
Was
you
it
can
like
go
a
and see it.
Flintstone? Was it like a Flintstone fire truck?
Yeah, I had to pick it up with my arms and run with my feet.
But the best, I think for me, the best part of the story was like, as we were on air or whatever, like, I thought you were like legitimately like doing backdraft on a fire truck fucking this guy, right? So I'm like, Vera's like hair's blowing in the wind, the fire truck's driving down the street, going to like a fire at the fucking big shoe factory, and she's like getting pounded away as the fire truck's driving through town. No, she's on a toy fire truck on the fucking stairs.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with my
Knitting.
version better.
Okay,
Knitting.
I'll let you.
Yeah.
My version was thrilling enough for me.
Oh dear. Look, Jeffrey, it's been a week. You were saying you've been away for a little while. So what's been happening, Bubs? Can we
I
get
know.
another update from you?
I don't really have one.
Oh,
We're doing.
come on.
I'm super stressed because we're homeschooling again this year.
Ugh.
And I'm not stressed out about homeschooling, right? Because we're doing a different program. The oldest one has OT, so we did our first session today. I love this chick; she's really great. This is our third year with her. She's really wonderful. But so the days that I'm working, they come with me to the sub shop, right? And they go in the back room and they're on their computers, and in between stuff, I go back there with them. But the thing that stresses me out is the people like gawking, like, what the hell are the kids? Should they be
They
in
think
school?
it's like a sub/sweatshop? Or
Yeah, but they're not doing
you
work
earned
at this
that World of
job.
Warcraft currency, kids.
It's not like they're making subs or doing anything. You know what I mean? Like they're on their computers doing school, but it's like people, you know what I mean? Or even if we go to the store in the middle of the day, or we go to the playground, you know what I mean, or go for a walk, people are looking like, what the hell are those kids not doing in school? And I'm just like, fuck off.
But do you think that they are
Well, essentially,
thinking that, or is that what you're concerned
It's probably
they're
my own
thinking?
paranoia.
Yeah.
No,
yeah.
because you really get nasty looks and people make comments. You know what I mean? They're like,
Well, see,
oh,
that's
no
not
school
cool.
today,
That's-
no school today, no school today. And I'm just like,
you should look them in the eye and say, their mother died.
Well, speaking of school, it's the last day of semester or term here. But my daughter's not at school today because they've got dance festival during all the school holidays, which is all the big dance competition. And so they're doing a full day of rehearsal at the theater right now. So
she's actually playing hooky.
yeah. So she's got pulled out of school to do dance rehearsals all day, much to her dismay. She was like, "What?"
Oh,
She probably wanted to be at school.
I was like, "You want the good news?" And she's like, "Yes." I'm like, "You don't have to go to school." She's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "What the bad news?" She's like, "Yes." And I'm like, "You have to rehearse all day." But don't worry, Daddy's packed you some snacks and you got plenty of food. I will see you at lunchtime.
Now, okay, so our children
guys.
have like a little intercontinental
Guys,
love affair.
This is true.
Do you know
Okay.
what's going on? Because I have no idea. I'm like, you know,
I
our
only get fed
parents.
tidbits and
are
I-
Dave and they're talking over.
Yeah, I don't
over
mind.
Kids Messenger, so we actually can monitor it. Just Jeffrey and I are
Do
both
you?
terrible parents and don't.
Yeah, I know.
No.
Like, what the hell are they
but
going
I
to say
get-
to each other?
I get updates, but this is the versions that you get. So then eventually you get the real version. So Buffy come out, she's like, Gabe has a crush on someone and I don't know who it is, but it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
me. And then walks out of the room. And I'm like, all right, that's weird. Then she comes back 5 minutes later. Well, the person he has a crush on's me. And I'm like, yeah, I figured that. And then she's like, and we've talked about it and I have a crush on him too. And I'm like, wonderful. This is great. It's like I don't have to worry about anything because
No worries,
you two
Dad,
won't
when
actually
your
see
daughter's
each other until
boyfriend's
we
3,000
decide you do, so it doesn't matter.
3,000 miles away.
That's it. It's a safe crush to have. So go
Yeah.
for it, kids.
Perfect. Yeah, they always. Oh, Buffy's on. Like he's like, oh, I'm like, it's bedtime. Tough shit. I don't care.
Yeah, but then it's actually sort of clever though for them because now they're working out their time differences.
They really
as,
are.
Like as little kids to work out when they can talk to each other. Buffy's like, I can talk to Gabe at 7 a.m. here. I'm like,
Mhm.
you could, but that's like school time. Like stuff's happening. I said it's not going to happen.
Yeah,
on our end.
they're
And vice
it's
versa on the, when
it's-
it's good for us.
nighttime and like morning time. They like figure out. Oh, I know what time it is in Australia, and they're kind of picking up what goes on over there, and they know like it's different seasons. And
Look,
I think
how
it's
about
actually
Jeffrey?
fascinating.
We let them catch up on through StreamYard here. We'll let them have a little catch up, and then we'll just edit it together as a nice little uncensored
No.
kids package. No.
No, but I think I'll send all 3 kids to you for 3 months,
Oh,
and let me know how that works out.
I was going to say that sounds like a really great idea, but if you sent them to somebody else.
You would send
Well-
your kids in a plane to Australia, but you
No.
won't get in a plane yourself.
No, I would.
You told me before we couldn't.
No,
fly to
Jeffrey
Australia.
said he will make the commitment to get in a
Yeah.
plane to come over to Australia.
I would, but I'm staying for 3 months, like because it's going to take
Yeah.
me that long to get over flying that long.
It'll be
You-
problematic, but it's good I got dual
Yeah.
living, so I can put him downstairs
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
just pretend
It's
he's
the
not
only
here.
way we'd survive.
Yeah. That's kind of how we survive in Auburn, right?
You don't bother me. You don't. I mean, you know, you're a little unruly, but it's fine.
Oh yeah, but look, I'm boring now too. You're not even going to get any of that like ramped up, falling apart antics that I usually bring to the table. So
You're like that no matter what. I mean, you're kind of like drama filled. Like you're entertaining.
true.
Like, and my thing is like
I know, right?
that
Look
it's
at
like a
his face.
set amount of time, right? So it's like, okay, I'm just entertained and then it's going to end. So it's okay. You know what I mean? It's not like it's a lifetime commitment. So
This
it's
is
fine.
true. This is true. And look, I will give Jeffrey this. He is quite good at like de-escalating people when they're ramping. You know, it could have been another
He's also
calling in
quite
life,
good at
Jeffrey.
putting them into a froth when he wants to.
True, but he does that more. He does that more. What's the word?
I have lots of different hats I can wear. But no, I would have been a great therapist. I should have went to school.
Yeah, no, I think
You're still got
you would be.
time, kiddo. You're young.
I know, because I can't stand people and I don't care. You know, I just like, oh, you're sad? Fuck
Vera,
off.
you're the same too. You know, when you've been through some shit, you really just don't have a lot left to give. It's like
I was talking to Candy last night, and she's like, "Oh, so one of our friends wants to go to this. There's like a mixer at a gay bar, where it's like get off the online dating and come meet people in real life and get off your phones for a night." And I'm like, "I'll be the DD, but I don't want no part of this, right? Like, you'll find the love of your life." She's like, "So you'll meet somebody before I do." I'm like, I have no interest. Okay, I do not want to give a fuck about anybody at night. I don't want to watch their show. I don't want to go to bed when you want to go to bed. I don't want to care about anybody else's feelings. It's too much. I have nothing left to give after the children, the sub shops, and everything. No, thank you. No, no. Do you, Luke?
What's that? What do I do? Like,
do you want another partner? Do you want a romantic?
Like, don't you think
because
that's
I've really
exhausting?
thought this through. Yes, I've thought it through, and I'm like, I want their income.
Right.
My gosh, I want someone else's income. But I'm not sure I'm capable of being able to be in a relationship right now. I just think I've got my own routine now where I'm a little bit reclusive, but like, look, I do weird stuff now, like go fishing. Like, who would have thought you'd see me out fishing? I know, right? And I caught a turtle, and then
we
fishing.
Need an intervention.
Oh yeah, and like, caught a turtle. We had to let him loose and get the hook out. It was really sad because he was like completely savage and attacking us. But Samara was like commando girl and like just like got it out, and the turtle's free. And I hope living a good life right now. But yeah, look, I don't think I can commit to anybody because I want my freedom. I want to be able to do random stuff like that. I don't want to have to be tied down to something.
What about you, Vera? Could you like have somebody move in? Do you think you could do that?
I've thought about this a lot. I don't think I'd mind somebody else in my house, but I don't think I can put somebody else in my bed. I sleep left to right. This is the queen. This is a queen size bed. If you're staying the night, you're gonna have to go down the hall to the guest room.
Yeah, I don't.
Or stay out in your fire truck at the front.
Yeah, I don't. I think it would depend on the person. I think I would do better with, probably a female.
But this is this thing, Jeffrey. Same. Like, we both get along better with women, right?
Yeah. I always have. Like, lesbians have been my go-to. Lesbians and straight women. If I did not have lesbian, I should have been a lesbian because I would.
So should I.
I've never been single.
The cookie just doesn't crumble the way you want.
I've never been alone if I was a dyke. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's been my people since day one. Gay men, I just don't really like them so much. I mean, I have good friends that are gay men, but I mean, and those guys like Luke, I think we could probably live together and be okay.
It's because our lifestyles are quite different to the majority of gay men's lives, and that's why, like, you and I get along because we've got stuff that we've got in common as well. Like, we clash in other areas because I'm a bit crazy and.
I think we both
unstable, but it's fun, mate.
Yeah, but I think we're both crazy in different ways, and I think that kind of balances.
But we get it though, because I think we've both been through some shit too, so we get it, right? We're like, and I think probably a bit of crazy comes out when we're all together because it's a safe place as well, right?
Yeah.
We're all together and we know each other really well. Look, partners though, no, I can't do it. Not right now. Not gonna happen.
I mean, I can't say never. Sometimes it sucks to be alone. Sometimes
Oh,
you
look,
need
it does.
somebody to cuddle with.
I hate doing all. I
Mm.
was doing the mowing the other day, like mowing my yard. So I know I'm fishing and mowing. Like there's some weird stuff going
Hire
on. Mother.
somebody.
No, it's so expensive here just to get someone to do your yard. So I'm like mowing the yard, and then I'm like, this is really depressing because I've got to do all the boy jobs and all the girl jobs, and I only want to do the girl jobs.
Luke.
I pay people.
Right. Luke, just I'm sure you could work something out where you're
Actually, yes.
diddling
Look,
them.
when we finish this show, we've got a little off-air chat catch up. We will talk about
Are you
Luke
doing
possibly
some more
being able to get a nice hot gardener.
Are you doing some trains again? Choo choo?
No choo-choos.
Come and
No.
ride the train.
Actually, Jeffrey, no, there is a choo-choo train story for you. Off air.
I love
Or
Off
maybe
air.
an uncensored confessions if I ever get to be invited on that show.
You're
fucking
never
bitches.
around.
No, I'm completely fine. I always get it because whenever it's being like taped, I know it's clashes with work. So
Oh, see, a homie knows.
case de bras.
I don't know. Three engagements, like, oh, there's a lot.
Well, at least you made it to engagement. Like I've never been engaged, but I don't want to be either. I think I'm a little bit too complex to be in a relationship, which is a little bit sad. But then I was reading a personality test thing that we did at work the other day because our work does weird stuff. I work for the government. And like one of them was like personal relationships around. I'm thinking, well, outside of my family and the few people that I want close to me, and it's usually because, we have kids that are friends or whatever. I don't really maintain a lot of adult relationships now because I don't have the time. I work full time.
Or
I
the
have a-
energy.
and like I've got a
This-
child
I mean-
that's dancing right now, so that's like full on. I'm going to run around after I pick her up to go and get all the costume
I
stuff
was
ready.
talking about this with my friend just a week ago. And she's like, you were always so social. You did so many things. You were in this, you were in that, you went out all the time. And it's like, well, yeah, I was putting myself out there to find Mr. Right. And now I don't need Mr. Right. I can support myself and I'm not going to have any kids.
I
don't
think
wanna put
that's
the
it
energy
too. I
into
think,
it.
like, look around the room here. All three of us have made it to where we have on our own backs.
Yeah.
Like,
Oh, yeah.
we've done it all ourselves.
I
And
did a lot of work on my back. Okay, I put in the effort.
I still can't get over the time when I don't even know how was I at your doctor's appointment? I don't know. Was Buffy seeing the pediatrician the same day or something? I'm in Jeff's back appointment and the nurse is talking to him. Or was it the doctor was talking to you about your back? And like, lose some weight. Jeffrey, do you want to take the story over when you were talking about how you don't want to lose weight because you don't want to have a tailcoat at the back? And I'm like, oh my gosh, Jeffrey, the visual.
Oh, because the last time, because I do the Curciali, right? You never know what size I'm going to be. And the last time I had lost a lot of weight quickly, I was dancing in the bathroom and there was a full-length mirror on the side. And I was like shaking my ass to J-Lo or whatever. And I looked over in the mirror and I shook one way, but my ass was still over on the other side. And I was like, it was like horrifying. I'm like, oh, that's a problem. Like I'm gonna have to get that fixed, But then I put the weight back
Jeffrey's in there like describing it as like a tailcoat to the doctor, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Jeffrey, stop talking.
Listen, when your ass cheeks hit the back of your knees when you're walking, because it's not okay. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta pin that shit back up, and that's not right.
We'll get you a GoFundMe, Jeffrey.
Yeah,
I got it covered now. It's fine.
put Jeffrey's ass back together.
Put it on the no interest card. It'll be all right.
Now, I know, like we're winging it today, but we'll keep a little bit of our
Structure?
okay. Structure. That's the word. Gosh, I'm
Only if you want to.
Well, look, I think it's a good idea too. If I can find stuff again, I'm really good at this. Steve, never leave us.
Hot load of hot topics.
We haven't seen you in forever.
No. Oh.
Okay, where do you want to start from here? Like, there's
Oh,
news
you're
stories
wearing
on our
the switchboard.
page, but we've whittled it down to a few that we're quite passionate
Let's
about.
start
Now I know
with Bobo.
let's start
That's
with
a good
Bobo. Let
place
me
to
bring
start.
let's bring up little
Bobo.
beauty. Oh, look how beautiful she is here. Oh,
I'll do an intro.
Are those dogs on her boots?
Yes,
yeah.
they are.
She's just a darling, isn't she?
Colorado's favorite Congresswoman, Lauren Boebert, decided to have a night out at the theater Sunday night with her new man. They went to see Beetlejuice, which is a great show. The people around them were complaining that there was loud talking, loud singing, telephone photography and videography, and vaping going on.
Oh,
So the
the
Buell
scandal.
Theater in Denver, Colorado reports that they warned her and asked her to stop and then told her, you need to leave. And she refused. She flat out refused. The theater said, if you don't leave now, you will be trespassing and will be forced to bring in police intervention. At which point the two did agree to leave. However, the people around them have reported, the Buell Theater did not report this. This did not come from theater staff. It's from people there that there was very loud whispering of, do you know who I am? I'm on the
Oh.
board of directors for this theater. How dare you? Allegedly, she kicked out at one of the security guards and gave them a smart little one-fingered salute.
Oh.
Now, Bobo
Such
is
a good
saying
Christian woman.
that none of that was ever true, that somebody made it up. It was probably a lefty. The theater is saying this happened. We asked her to leave, and she did eventually comply. So a lot of it's hearsay, but Bobo, she don't know how to act out in public.
Look, how do you guys feel, like, Bobo aside, because I think there's always just a lot of crazy happening there. How do you guys feel like going into this next election about where the Republicans are sitting? Do you still think they're sitting in good stead now? In
I never
contrast
thought
to,
they were sitting in good stead.
well, I just from what I see as, like, I guess what we get fed, whatever Australian media wants to feed us about American politics too, but just the vibe I'm getting is that there's just a lot of unhappiness with Biden's performance, and that
How can you be unhappy with Biden's performance?
Oh shit.
I don't know why people are, but this is like,
let's talk about this. In the first
You
2-3
went
years
there.
that he's been in office, he's enacted
I'm
the
just
American
generating
Recovery
combo.
Act. He's put more money into infrastructure than any president in the last 50 years. He's forgiven student loans. He's done so much work on
Then, Vera,
climate
why do you
change.
feel like the Republicans are really running with this idea that he's not stable and not trustworthy then?
They are running with it, but I don't think it's true. I mean, he's a stutterer. He has always been a stutterer. He searches for words. He sometimes misspeaks. This is not new Joe Biden.
I mean, like,
he fell
Fox
down.
News will just show, like, 5-minute reels of him just falling downstairs and stuff.
Okay,
Like-
look at what
5
Trump
minutes,
did.
he
Trump
said
had
that
toilet
twice.
paper coming out of his ass. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like he said
Trump
crazy
walked
shit.
down-
No, I get it,
Trump
but like,
needs 2 hands to drink a glass of water. Trump
Look,
can't say origins. Do you remember the clip of him trying to say origins? He was stuttering
No.
for 3.5 minutes. 3.5 full fucking minutes. Oranges.
but do you think going into this next election that you could be having a Republican government again?
I pray to God not, because I think the Republicans are pure out fascists at this point.
But do you think it's possible? Because that's what I was getting at. I'm getting this vibe. What's being shown here in Australian
I
media
think
is that it could be
anything's
looking
possible.
like.
I remember when it was a scandal that Obama showed up to the White House in a tan suit. Now it's not a scandal that the president's wife did porn. Now it's not a scandal that the president went bankrupt 7 fucking times. Now it's not a scandal that his charity was closed down for ripping off the poor. Now it's not a scandal that his university was closed down for ripping off students and student loans. Now it's not a scandal that his Secretary of Education was trying to do away with public education and made her millions off of student loans for middle-class children who have gone bankrupt trying to pay off these college student loans. Why does the American people not pay attention to what the fuck happened under Trump? But they're like, oh, nothing's happened under Biden. God, the climate change action alone should motivate anybody on this earth who has children to want to keep a Democratic administration. I have said it a million times. Biden did not make my top 5 in 2020. I didn't think he was a viable candidate. But I think that the work that he and the other Democrats have put in since Trump left office has been amazing. He did everything I needed him to do the day he defeated Donald Trump. But everything else that he's done has been gravy, fucking gravy. I still think that this man could do more. I think we needed, and I say this in retrospect because I did not think it in 2020. I really think we needed this elder statesman with this experience to get this shit done, to circumvent the fucking damage that the Trump administration did wantonly and cravingly every fucking day they were in office. The fact that son-in-law, Jared Kushner, made $6 billion while he was serving as in the cabinet of the United States government should be screamed from the top of the hills. How dare they fucking grift this country and grift other countries around the world in the name of government? I can't believe there's a single person alive who wants to see that motherfucker and all of his criminal enterprises back in office. And they sit here screaming about Joe Biden like Joe Biden in his modest little Delaware home stole any fucking thing. Oh, Jesus
Fuck
Christ.
me, Vera. Now I have to edit a TikTok clip out of it.
You wound me up on purpose, Luke.
I know. Now I'm like, gosh, I've already got Vera venting, and we're half an hour in.
Okay, wait. Did you guys see what I posted on TikTok? I mean, it's from a TV show, but I was like, holy shit. And like, it's the like second to last season of Madam Secretary. I've never finished watching it. And it's kind of like hitting on what's happening. And I'm like, what the fuck is like, did they have a crystal ball? What the hell is going on with this show?
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
And because I know I can't show it, but let me just play a little bit of the audio. And if you're on our TikTok, go check it out. Can you guys hear it?
Nuclear weapons,
Not really.
that which makes the use of them possible. Hate. Specifically, the blind hatred one group or nation can have for another. And that is why I am convinced that nationalism is the existential threat of our time. I want to be clear, nationalism is not the same as patriotism. It's a perversion of patriotism. Nationalism, the belief system held by those who attacked us, promotes the idea that inclusion and diversity represent weakness, that the only way to succeed is to give blind allegiance to the supremacy of one race over all. Nothing could be less American. Patriotism, on the other hand, is about building each other up and embracing our diversity as the source of our nation's strength. We the people means all the people. America's heroes didn't die for race or region. They died for the ideals enshrined in our Constitution. Above all, freedom from tyranny, which requires our unwavering support of a free press, freedom of religion, all religions, the right to vote, and making sure nothing infringes on any of those rights which belong to us all. Look where isolationism has gotten.
That I was watching that. And
I will say this. It's not really prescient because over the history of the world, we have seen the rise of nationalism in other countries and other histories, and we know what damage it could do.
I'm like, I would vote for Tia Leone. I don't care if that was a script. That bitch can deliver a speech, honey.
But Jeffrey, who do you think will be getting in at the next election, though? Do you think it will be a Republican
I wish I had a
government?
crystal ball. I hope that it's going to be a Democrat.
Vera's
Ooh.
definitely happened.
Is there even any talk? Because I go out of it because I'm buried in work. What is going on? Is there some?
What?
Yeah, your sound's gone crazy. There you go, you're fine now. So I guess so, but like Biden will run again, won't he, Vera?
I assume so. I don't see any reason why he shouldn't. Though I hear people bitching every day, oh, he's too old, he's too fucking old, he's too fucking old. Well, no shit. Why didn't you step up and vote for one of the younger people that tried to run in 2020? Amy Klobuchar. Why didn't you stick up for Amy Klobuchar?
I did. Pete.
Pete. I would love to.
What
see
happened to
Pete.
him? Did people any talk about him
Pete's
anymore?
amazing. Pete's doing great things with the infrastructure bill. He's rebuilding bridges and airports and trains across the country. Pete's
Now,
doing
Vera,
great things. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm
no.
scared to go into this next story
Oh,
because we're gonna.
oh,
and
We
bring
never
up
even,
this
none of
topic.
you even weighed in on Bobo.
Well, I don't really know what to say about Bobo because every time she does something stupid or crazy, I'm just like, oh yeah, it's Bobo. Hey, Bobo. Like, I don't have the bar's not set high as far as expectations go in her behavior and her conduct. I just think,
All right,
oh well,
fair enough.
yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I just think she's a stupid person. She's kind of like our like your version of our Lydia Thorpe. She's just a clown in politics that just is there for shenanigans and makes a spectacle of herself just for cameras.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't get it. So what's the next story you're afraid to
Oh,
do?
I was going to just bring up Jimmy Fallon. I thought you were going to tell us all about this story, Vera.
There's the worst picture. Like, are his eyebrows
Yeah.
far apart now? Like, what's wrong
And he
with
looks
his face?
like, I know he's obviously talking
What
there, but
the
he could also be
hell?
having a seizure. So Vera, what's happened with Fallon?
Well, they're all on hiatus and people are worried about the strike and tempers are flaring. Several members of his running crew have stated out loud that he's not the best boss, that he throws temper tantrums, that there's actually a room designated as the crying room because he berates people on his running crew. So
he's a bit like an Ellen.
Yeah.
He's like Ellen.
Yeah, it's very similar to Ellen. And
They have the same haircut too. Maybe it's the haircut.
In Tina Fey's book that came out a couple of years ago, she talks about an incident where Jimmy Fallon tried to berate Amy Poehler in the writer's room at SNL for not being ladylike enough. And
Oh
Amy
wow.
Poehler just said, fuck off, But I mean, it's from Tina
was
Fey's
trying
book
it,
and
though.
the things that people are saying, there's some, character flaws in Mr. Fallon.
Yeah, there's some
These-
collaborated evidence.
These stories are not new. This
No.
shit's been coming out for years about him like going out all the time, how he, when he fucked up his hand, of him like drinking like crazy and shit going on at bars. So I'm always surprised when this shit like comes out, I feel like again.
Right.
Like this isn't new.
Well,
No, but I don't know.
I'm not
We
a
have
big
this
fan-
expectation of conduct from all these celebrities, though, too, don't we? Like, and then they just don't meet the mark, and it becomes a
Some of
talking
them
point.
do.
But then,
Well, but they're also
That's
human.
yeah, but
Yes,
like as
they
you were
are
just
all
saying
human.
then, and I was saying about Bobo, do you just come to expect the shenanigans in the end, and nothing's that shocking about
Yeah, but
it?
at the end of the day, like she's not running a multi-million-dollar television show.
Beg to differ, she's running a multi-trillion-dollar country.
Well, she's not running
She's
it.
holding it fucking
She
hostage.
just has a fucking title.
She and Marjorie Trader Green heckled the fucking president. She does not know how to act in public. They're like three-toed sloths.
I don't know.
Christ's
She
sake.
knows how to dress though, because look, this is cute.
That
I
is
reckon
not.
this is cute.
I
No,
don't
it's
care what
just-
she looks like. I really don't.
Ugh.
She can look
She
any way
still
she
looks
wants.
like she's a hooker. Allegedly.
I don't care.
Not
what
that
she
I'm
looks
judging.
like. I care how she comports herself. You know, I never cared that Christian Sinemet wore outrageous outfits into the floor of Congress. I don't care that that one congresswoman dyes her hair all different colors. You know, I don't care what they wear. I care how they govern. And these women are not governing. It's performance theater. And Jimmy Fallon,
it's nuts.
May be a theater person, but he's not apparently not the best person.
But this is what makes me wonder too. I guess because he's a talent, so he gets away with a lot more than what anyone else would at a workplace. But at the end of the day, why do people just tolerate working in these environments when you got someone berating you and just being awful? Like, are people that vulnerable in America that you can't even go to anyone about these issues?
But is it him or is it these fucking networks and their executives that are letting this shit go on? Is it NBC, right? Because look at Matt Lauer.
Look at the culture.
All these fucking people that got, what was the other one? The big executive that got fired over there. You got Moonves there at CBS. They all fucking knew. They let this shit go on. They said that there was all these reports about Jimmy that got turned in. They all knew and they let this shit go on. And it's just now that Jimmy's just apologizing where they're saying, and they even said that this is old news, that this has not been going on for a long time. So then if that's the case, why did Jimmy just get on a Zoom and just apologize just now? If this hasn't been going on for years, what the fuck?
Well, because everybody's show is on hiatus because of the writer's strike, and they're going to start cutting any show that's getting too expensive. If they're paying lawsuits because Jimmy's an asshole, they may cut his show.
Right, but where's the? Oh God! Why?
Well, and look, it happens. Who would have thought? Months ago that Tucker Carlson wouldn't be a huge staple of Fox News anymore.
Exactly.
But where is the repercussions for the higher ups? Because the people at the network level need to be punished when the talent is allowed to get away with this shit. The people in HR need to be punished when the talent gets away with this shit. All of the people that let this shit go on need to be punished along with the talent.
Well,
because if we're just
took a dive,
but that was because of his own actions, not because he let other people. You know what I mean? He was the one doing it. He was a creep. I'm sure he let people do it as well because they're in the club, right?
Right.
But if you're letting the talent get away with this shit because they're making you money, you're just as guilty. Like there was, the shit was trending today on Twitter. Again, not a drag queen, right? And it was all like people are just pulling up case after case after case after case of it's a pastor, it's Republican senator, it's this, it's that, about diddling little kids doing this, that, and this pastor couple, their 21-year-old just got charged with somebody under 14 in their family. They're getting charged.
There's a woman on TikTok, and I cannot think of her name at the moment, but she tracks pedophile crimes throughout the country. And of the 2,000 crimes to date in 2023, like one was perpetrated by a drag queen, and like 1,700 were perpetrated by pastors, religious people, religious educators.
Right. So if this family is going down because they knew their kid did this and they didn't report him, why are these executives not going down when they
But
knew
Jeff, do you think this is just very much a symptom of like this industry as well? Like, look at people like Kanye West. Have they been just let go and allowed to behave the way they are because they're making people rich around them? Yes, Britney Spears.
This
another one. Everyone's just let her twirl around into oblivion because she's making them all rich around them. So
who's she making rich? She's not working.
She's still got money coming in. She got perfumes flying off shelves.
Yep.
But, but what is she doing? Who's she harming?
Twirling around.
Yeah, but who's she hurting?
She's got no relationship with her children, right?
But that's her.
Yeah, that
you
could
know
be
what I mean?
painful.
How many parents don't have that? That's on her. Like that's not anybody's business. That's not a manager's business.
Well, I beg
That's-
to differ. We're Uncensored Radio, and we're going to talk about it.
But I mean, for somebody to
I
step
get it
in
though.
on
Yeah,
that,
look. Yeah. Look, but like, my point is, do you think a lot of these celebrities, because they're making people rich around them, these people are just happy to continue to please them, be just a people pleaser, and keep them happy, even though you can clearly see that it's detrimental to either themselves or, in Jimmy Fallon's case, to the production of the entire show. There's a crying room, for God's sake. Like,
you know, I have a thing about personal responsibility, right? What goes back to that, what was this? Travis Scott, I think his name was, with that concert, right? And
Yeah.
all those people were trampling people. And I'm like, every last one of those motherfuckers need to be charged right along with him, because there's some, personal accountability. If you were fucking trampling people, you are fucking culpable, just like him. What the fuck? No, if you're doing
But how are you
something
going to
wrong.
find them? They were
How do you find everybody on January 6th? Figure it the fuck out. I don't know. I'm sure there was cameras. Like, there's got to be ways. You know what I'm saying? Like, we can't keep letting, okay, well, this one's going to take the blame for everybody. We're going to let everybody else off. No. It wasn't just Jimmy Fallon. There's a whole host of people that let this shit go on. You know what I mean? It wasn't Ellen. It was her staff. It was her executives. No, fuck you. Your name's on the show, bitch. You are in charge. You let this shit go on.
Roseanne. But I mean, in Roseanne's case, she did what was best for the rest of the show. She wasn't the problem for the show. She was a problem for herself.
Her kids tried to keep her off there. It was from day one. She was not supposed to be on Twitter, and her kids tried to keep her off there.
It was problematic for her,
and she's had to live with that choice.
Yep. I do. Now, look, I'm going to change the show around, because I know we normally do their events, then a What the Fuck Weekly. I want to go straight to the What the Fuck Weekly, because I want to talk about this thing that Jeffrey shared with me earlier and shared with the rest of the room. So let me just I can't even do what Steve does. Segment. It's not even clear, Steve. Gosh, we need to rename all these videos. Okay, here we go.
What
this one is. He was here for a whole second. I'm going to pop it up on the screen, and Jeffrey's going to read it to us.
Okay, so on the I had to switch to YouTube. What's this fuck? Craigslist. It says free overnight babysitting. This was an ad. Looking for someone to come to my house while my kids are sleeping from 11:30 p.m. and get them up and on the bus at 7:45 a.m. I can't pay you, but you can rent a room for $850 plus $60 internet if that's more convenient for you. You have to be available to stay home from work if one of them is sick and can't go to school. I will not compensate you. We are loud in this house, so you will have to deal with it. Shared shower in the main bathroom. Where do I sign the fuck up for that situation? Again.
Well,
how fucking entitled do you have to be to put that fucking ad out on Craigslist and think that somebody's going to come and be your motherfucking nanny and pay you?
Right.
Do you think they actually got a bite? To be honest,
are they that they think $850 for a room and a shared shower is a bargain?
Here's the thing: if it was a super fucking hot dad and I was, free, single, didn't have no children, I'd probably go fucking do it. I mean, he'd have to be super hot. You know what I'm saying? Like, it'd be fun to do it for a month or two. Why not? Come on, Luke. Tell me if that dude.
I would not. I would not pay to live at someone's house to work for them.
He said that was optional if that was convenient for you. But if he had 10 inches of stranger wood, tell me you wouldn't go work that out and see if you could see what was popping.
Oh, look, Jeffrey, we both know that I absolutely would disgrace myself.
Thank you.
I just don't think it's going to be relevant to this segment.
My light went out. Sorry, kids.
No, you're right, Vera. You're in the dark, love. Look.
I know.
So look, I don't know. I
The
think
audacity.
it is audacious, but I find that there's a lot of these people that get away with stuff. What we were just talking about before, like working for rich people. I Real Housewives of Melbourne. There was one on there, Andrea, her name was, who had a nanny for her children, and she spoke to this person that was looking after her children like they were complete dirt. I'm like, why would you work for someone and let them talk to you like that? But then I guess people are vulnerable. They need money. They need the experience on their CV.
I've still got a binder somewhere up in a box. I've kept it where I went for
Is
this
it
job.
a binder of women from?
No, I went for this job interview with this family. They wanted to hire me to be their nanny years ago. And they were, I don't know. I was, and I had all the bargaining power, right? So it was like I would work 4
Well, I was
days
going to
a
say
week,
that, Jeff. How did you find that being a nanny?
$100 a day.
Being a nanny in a female-dominated industry, being a male nanny, like, were you a novelty, or did you find backlash?
Yeah. I do an ad like, a Manny for your needs. I'm like, what the fuck? I was lucky, like a couple of the families were really cool. The one was kind of fucking weird. But the one that really wanted to hire me, and I got there, and I mean, they had a binder, and they had twins, and one had like problems, and they had like the binder, and it was like baby A and baby B, and the shit was like all labeled, and I mean, in the binder, it was like 50 pages of notes. I was like, what?
Yeah,
the
this sounds
fuck?
like this bitch from Real Housewives.
Yeah, she was nuts. I mean, absolutely fucking nuts, right? And then so I was like, all right, well, I'm gonna price them out of the fucking, because
you don't want to be hired, so you got to give them a ridiculous
right. So
rate.
I was like, I only work 4 days a week, and I need like $750. Bitch offered me $8. I'm like, fuck.
But you were reading all her notes then, weren't you?
No, I wouldn't do it. There was no fucking way. When the babies were baby A and baby B and not by their name in this binder, and it was like, baby A has to be sitting upright after they eat for 30 minutes because of acid reflux. So if baby B gets fussy, you just got to leave him, let him be fussy because baby A needs more attention. And then the bottles were, I mean, it was just fucking asinine. I was like, wow. I would stab this bitch.
How long did you last?
I didn't work for them.
You didn't do it.
No, I was
so they came to they gave you an offer and it was deal or no deal, and you were like, no deal.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't do it. I mean, I turned down a lot of jobs. I don't know why people actually liked me, because I was not a good nanny. You know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't really great at it. I'm like, all right, I'm watching The View.
I don't know, Jeff. You've got, like, look, when we had all the kids at your house, like your own and mine, my one, but you had them all under control. So you're probably better at it than you realize.
Was always clean. Dinner was cooked. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you, at 11 o'clock every day, those kids and I watched The View. Because it was the year Rosie O'Donnell, started on The View like a 2007 or whatever.
Fair enough. Fair enough. Priorities.
Yeah.
Priorities.
Those kids were going to get an education. And I was so pissed because George fucking Bush Jr., that cocksucker, would always bust in on The View, and he couldn't speak either. He was another one of those sons of bitches like Biden. Just shut your fucking pie hole and let somebody else speak.
He was not 80, he was 50.
He fucking drove me nuts, that asshole. He couldn't speak. Like, why? You're the fucking president of the United States and you can't fucking form a complete sentence, you stupid motherfucker. Get off the TV. Oh my
gosh. Okay, so we know Jeffrey's feeling hot, but Vera, how are you feeling? Are you feeling woke up and warmed? All right, V. Jeffrey's warmed the seat for you, but you're going to take it away. 3, 2, 1. V, hit it.
Today was a lot of breaking news, and all the breaking news was about the the indictment. It wasn't an arrest. It was an indictment of Hunter Biden on gun charges. You stupid ass motherfuckers have been investigating this man for political corruption for 3.5 years, and all you could come up with is gun charges. Meanwhile, we got the ex-president with 87 pending charges. 87, not 3, 87. And they're running around screaming two-tiered system of justice. It's a two-tiered system of justice. Hunter Biden's getting off and you're persecuting our guy. No, that's not what the two-tiered system of justice is, you ignoramus. The two-tiered system of justice is the rich, the elite, Hunter Biden and Trump both fall into that category, getting away with crimes that the rest of us wouldn't get away with. Okay? Now, in Hunter Biden's case, yes, he did use his privilege to make himself a little money. It was $600,000. Not the first presidential son to do it. We had John running his own magazine of Political Consequence because his father was president. You know, who else? The Bush children, George and his other brother that ran Florida, their single qualifications for the job was that their dad was vice president. You know, we got lots of children running around making money off the fact that their father was the president. But they have been investigating Hunter for 3.5 years, and this is all they came up with. But that's not the point of the rant tonight. The point of the rant is the two-tiered system of justice. Ex-President Trump has 22 credible allegations of sexual assault and has only been ever confirmed to have or found guilty of one, period. He has 87 counts of financial and presidential malfeasance, and all of those are pending in court, and you're running around our poor victim. You know who the victims of the two-tiered system of justice are? They're the people who get pulled over for having a brake light out and end up in jail for possession. They are the mother who signs her children up for school at the babysitter's address so that they can go to a better school, and then ends up in prison for 5 years for misrepresenting her information. They are the person who gets out of prison and thinks it's their responsibility to sign up for voting, and then when they vote in a general election, they're arrested and sent to prison for 5 years. You know, this is the two-tiered system of justice. It's not, oh, poor pity Biden's son and oh, poor pity Trump. It's the rest of us. It's the, you know, the middle-class Joe who's got a mom and pop store on the corner of East Bumfuck and West Highway, and they're making less than $100,000 a year, but they failed to pay all of their sales tax. So their business is shut down and one of them's going to jail. That's the two-system tier of justice, not the wealthy landowner who built the system for loans and then never paid any taxes on the money and then cleared bankruptcy and is still living in a fucking penthouse. You know, it's not the Wall Street billionaires who built our economy in 2008 of $23 trillion fucking dollars made off the backs of pensions from Teamsters and union employees and carpenters. They didn't go to jail. No, it's the little guys. That's the two-tiered system of justice. So from now on, take your whiny little fake equivalencies. Don't keep crying to us about Trump. He's not a victim. He's the perpetrator. He's the fucking criminal. Because in this country, technically, we are run by the rule of law. And there are people who can prove 87 fucking times that your guy broke the law. Okay, yes, he's innocent till proven guilty, but they got to have a lot of proof to get to this point. That's not the two-tiered system of justice. You are whining without knowing what you're talking about. Please, please, buy Civics for Dummies. Read up on the Constitution. Figure out what it does and doesn't say. Because if you are saying that you need to have your rifle, but nobody gets to hold up a sign that says Black Lives Matter, then you don't understand the fucking Constitution. Stop it with the false equivalence. There is a two-tiered system of justice. It just isn't what Trump told you it was.
Beautiful, V.
Thanks,
Beautiful.
darling.
Well, look, we made it to the end of the show. Jeffrey, is there anything else you want to say?
Thank you and good night.
Thank you and good night.
Oh
Well,
my God, we made it.
Look, I think we done really well, and we look. I fired Vera up early. Up, I think
You sure did.
I did. It's going on TikTok, girl, and I'm actually going in the archives too. Because Jeffrey, I've got that episode downloaded where you were going off about that men's lingerie Rihanna designed.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, that needs to see the light of day too. So everyone should keep an eye on our TikTok channel. Oh, I should be actually advertising this, shouldn't I?
You should.
I should. I don't know how to do this. So look, here we go. Oh, we got a TikTok. Check out our TikTok channel because I'm going to be uploading some videos over the weekend. There'll be Jeff's rant. There'll be Vera's rant from today. And there's a few more there as well. I think we've actually got a nice one of like, I think Vera and Tim going for it as well. So yeah.
Okay.
Keep an eye out, kids. Now, look, this is the hardest part. It's when I have to find the end credits. So I want to thank Vera. I want to thank Jeffrey. And I'm going to thank myself as well because I had to do this shit on my phone. I thought you were going to be here, Steve. So I'll be sending you a message after this. Good night, everybody.
Big old fucking mouth.
All right. When the panelists come up, we're going to play Who's Been On recently. If you know who hasn't been on the most this year, comment below. And thank you, everyone. It was actually a fun show, and we kicked it old school. Good night, good night, good night.
Bye.